Today I'm gonna talk to you about pornography, and let's not confuse it with eroticism or erotic cinema, which mix love, pleasure, and desire in addition to naturalize one's own sexuality. It is more natural in a way. With pornography cinema, writing videos, pictures, whatever, it implies sexuality as a center. It only gives importance to the genitals without justification, and it is very explicit. Its function is to stimulate the instinctual desire over the emotional ones. It exploits sex and nudity and is created to provoke sexual satisfaction, although the interpretation of each image it will depend of each person, the experiences, the education, the absence of sexual education so needed for an integral growth of concept, ideas, attitudes, and language for day to day, not like some math programs, leaves a gap that is filled by the content of pornography in internet. And I'm not saying pornography has to disappear. I'm not giving my opinion about pornography at all. Sorry about this, but I wanted to explain something. I'm talking all the time about actresses and actors that are doing all those videos because they want. So I'm not talking about abuse, rapes, or anything like that are actually in those websites also. For example, there is some people now that are getting signs to eliminate the website Pornhub, or at least the videos that they have, where you can find real abuse, real rapes. I'm not talking in this video about all those things that are illegal, not ethical, and are bad. I'm not agree with those things, and it's something that we need to stop. That's why I'm telling you this. I will let you also the video that I found about Pornhub, just in case you wanna sign or if you wanna see more information about it. What I criticize and I'm upset about is that sexuality is a taboo, that there are people who mess with women, who breastfeed the baby in public, and that everyone's freedom is criticized and even denied in some occasions. But then you just change your channel on the TV at 6 a.m. or look for a Disney movie online and you find two guys, because they are usually men, with a woman occupying all the holes they see available. If in real life or even in the movie they are agreed, that's awesome. I love it. But it's not that awesome when a kid of 12 years old watch it accidentally or intentionally. And on top of that, he or she doesn't have more information about sex, because at home it's forbidden to talk about it. In some houses they don't even talk about menstruation. And in a school they only talk about how to put a condom when you're 16. Luckily in some schools is everything changing now. That consumption of pornography without any other stimulus makes sexuality distorted with this content. In addition to not educate positive, has zero ethics, because the videos that are more watched in some websites are risky sexual practice with sexist behavior. Women are basically an object of introduction and men are the alpha males, aggressive and violent. And it also helps to continue to promote sexual roles and stereotypes in women, especially big tits, big ass, hairy, fat, MILF, young, Asian, black. And if you're a kid who only knows that and start dating somebody and you think those videos are the real sexual experience, well, it sucks. Also, there is some studies that relate an education based on pornography to the increase in unwanted pregnancies, STD, and sexual abuse, not to mention rapes, because some of the most searches on those kind of websites are rape and hurt. Pornography determines how we see ourselves and teenage self-esteem. Boys in general doubt about their virility, and girls feel inferior to the idea that appears, not only in an aesthetic way, but also on the level of pleasure and sexual practice. We forget that, like superhero movies or fantasy, pornography is also that fiction. Most of the orgasms by women in those movies are exaggerated or faked, or both. Men do not last as long as it appears in the film. Most of the time, they make stops and cut and paste. Most of them have unprotected sex, and that's why they have regular STD tests done, even before starting working with this. And this is something good that they do all these tests, but they don't explain it. Most women are like very shaved. What a disappointed for some men who think they're the only ones with hair. Yep, they also do anal whitening, lavatives to have anal sex without accidents or even fast. It's weird, there are some women that they do for real, but there is others who pretended by pin. And well, I'm sure there is more myths on pornography, but I think it's enough. And there is also a concept called sexual fantasy not allowed, at least in Spanish, which is to have a thought or fantasy that we don't want to carry out but that excites us, either because we don't want or because it's illegal. And that's fine if it's in your mind and you don't wanna express it, that's fantastic. And in this aspect, pornography helps to visualize that thought that we can or we don't want to carry out, but knowing that this video is made by actors. Regular porn continues to promote sexism, not only in what we see, but also behind the scenes. Like everything, I guess there will be exceptions, but in general, also said by the actors and actresses themselves, the difference in salary is huge. This time, women tend to be the most paid, and they often have precarious situations. The women aesthetic is a priority, used as an object and encourages stereotypes. There is a feminist pornography movement which tried to remove and improve everything previously that I said, prioritizing the well-being of the actor, which includes people of different physiques, race, seniors, trans, but not from a cliche point of view. To me, both the regular porn and the feminism porn, which at least seems more ethical, I see them negative if there is not a real and good sexual education in children and teenagers. I think it's needed in our generation too, but hopefully in the future it won't. And that's it. I'm sure I leave many topics. I hope you like it, and if you have any comments or any question, as my English is not perfect, just you can write it down, okay? Much love to you all.